friends. This week's lessons are going to be all about color. Before we get started on our art project, I have a challenge for you. I would like you to find different colored items in your home, or you can look outside too, and see if you can create a color wheel with all of the items that you find. I'm going to share my example of my color wheel with you. I've used things like different colored spoons from Matilda, an orange, a banana, a hat, a shoe. So you can come up with any colored thing that you can find and just arrange it in a color wheel. And I will have my example posted for you if you need some help with your color order. Have fun! Okay, so since we are working on color this week, we're going to create a project with warm and cold colors. So second and third graders, this will be a review for you. All you need is a piece of paper, a pencil, and then you can choose a medium that you have at home. Crayons, colored pencils, watercolors, markers, doesn't matter. And then you also need your hand. So you can use your paper the tall way, vertically, or horizontally, sideways. I'm going to use it sideways. It's easier for me to show you. And you're going to put your hand down on the paper in a way that you want. You can stretch it out like this. You can do something with your hand. Doesn't matter, you can do both of your hands. So I'm just going to trace like this. It's easiest if you trace with your dominant hand, so that would be right for me, and then put down your other hand. Or you can have somebody help you. Like this. Okay. And now what we're going to do is you are going to use some shapes to draw some designs. We are going to use some concentric shapes. Concentric shapes are when you repeat a shape. So like this. Or like this. And I've talked to you about that before. And you can just do it once, just with one shape. A bunch of concentric circles on top of your hand, all the way to the edge of the paper. Alternatively, and you can also trace your hand and do a different concentric shape. You could do squares, rectangles, diamonds. So, do some, that works too. And then you can also get more complicated with your designs. So if you continue watching my video, I added some other shapes and lines to it as well. Or you can use lots of different shapes. I will post some examples of finished works by other people with just one shape and also with different designs. So I'm going to do different designs because I know that you can challenge yourself and you're going to draw right on top of your hand. So here we go. your paper that you fill, the more interesting it will look. Now that I've drawn all of my designs, I'm going to color them in. You can do warm colors on your hand and then cool colors around the outside, or cool colors on your hand, warm colors on the outside. So I'm just going to begin with warm colors on my hand. So you're going to color in only the shapes up to the edge of where you traced your hand. So if you want to, you can trace your hand with a darker color if it's easier for you to know where the edge Now, everywhere where that line goes, so I can follow that line right here, I colored this part yellow. If you go down the line and it hits this finger, now I'm gonna color this yellow as well. And then that will look really cool standing back from it. Looks nice if you do a pattern. You don't have to do a pattern. And remember, our warm colors are our oranges, our reds, our red oranges, things that remind, or colors that remind you of hot things. Sometimes magenta will fit into that too. So I'm actually going to use this magenta. And I've talked to you about that too when we use watercolors. Say if you want to use magenta for hot or for cold, either way works. This one kind of reminds me more of a red violet. So I'm going to use that for my warm. So, and then right here, I have the red. And if I follow the circle down, I'll pop up here again. And if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. You can always cover it up with a darker color. We're just having fun. Obviously, the more complicated you make your design, the more complicated it will be to tell where your designs are that are just on the hand. If you do just concentric circles, it makes it a little more simple. So that will be up to you. So I really have to pay attention to where I color so I don't color the wrong space. You really have to focus. So since you're in second and third grade, that I know that you can pay attention to those things. here. I don't know if I follow this along. So basically, whenever there's a line change, you know that you have to change your color too. Okay, now do this. And now I'm going to switch to the cold colors, and the cold colors are blues and our greens and our violets. Okay, all right, so have it. Here's my finished piece. Have fun and share with me what you made.